Imagine a bottle that can outlive generations. We walk past it, ignore it, toss it aside, and yet it lingers, persistent, haunting. The world now produces more than 400 million tons of plastic waste every year, but less than 1 in 10 of plastic products ever reach a true second life. Recycling was meant to be the solution, but the industry is under pressure, caught in the tension between profit, technology, and a planet that won't wait. In 2025, a global analysis found that only 9.5% of new plastic was made from recycled material. As the crisis deepens, the big question emerges. Can recycling alone save us, or is the system itself broken? Across continents, from high-tech Europe to informal economies in Asia and Africa, the promise of turning trash into treasure is fading. In the European Union, the recycling rate for plastic hovers near 9%. In parts of Africa and South Asia, the figure is even lower, while the mismanaged waste flows into rivers, oceans, and landfill sites where it accumulates for centuries. The industry faces high costs of sorting, contamination, low commodity values for recycled resin, and a paradox. Virgin plastic stays cheaper than recycled. A new study reveals the major structural problem. Only about 12–13% of plastic gets collected and processed globally, so the loop remains open, broken, leaking value and potential. There's a moral dimension to this loop too. The Quran reminds us, "And do not waste, for Allah does not love the wasteful." Al-A'raf, chapter 7, verse 31. We are urged to care for materials, not neglect them. To think about value beyond immediate use. Recycling isn't just a technical fix, it's an ethical commitment. Despite the bleak odds, pockets of innovation glimmer across the globe. In the United States, advanced chemical recycling projects are emerging, aiming to turn mixed plastics back into monomers. In Southeast Asia, several nations, once waste-importing hubs, are now strengthening regulation and domestic recycling capacity after key markets like China imposed import bans. In Latin America, deposit return systems and reuse models show how public policy can reshape demand and design. These shifts suggest the industry may still turn, but only if design, policy, and behavior align. Economics matter enormously. Virgin plastic is produced from fossil fuels, cheap, abundant, and energy-intensive. An OECD press release in 2022 warned, global plastic pollution is growing relentlessly, while recycling fails to keep pace. In many countries, the cost of collecting, sorting, and processing recycled plastic exceeds the cost of making new plastic. The industry's financial model is under threat, and with it, the potential for scaling up. Yet, the circular economy remains a vision of hope, a world where packaging is reused, materials recoverable, systems built for longevity, not disposal. But we cannot pretend recycling alone suffices. The numbers tell a stark story. If current trajectories hold, by 2050, plastic production could reach 1 billion tons yearly, and most of that will not be recycled. Another Quranic reflection emerges. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. Ar-Ra'd, chapter 13, verse 11. The shift we need is not just in technology or policy, but in mindset, in how we consume, how we design, how we discard. Global treaty talks are underway. In 2025, the Nice Call for an Ambitious Treaty on Plastic Pollution was endorsed by 95 countries, yet key producers remain outside. That underlines a truth. Environmental systems are global, but their profit centers are local. The leakage of plastic value is not just ecological, it is economic and moral. More than just tons of waste, we now face health risks. A report in The Lancet warns the plastics crisis may cost the world $1.5 trillion annually in health impacts. Microplastics are being found in blood, in organs, in food systems. The loop of waste comes back to our bodies, our children, our future. So what must change? First, feedstock design. Plastic must be created for recycling, reuse, or safe degradation. Mixed or contaminated materials cripple the system. Second, collect and sort infrastructure in low- and middle-income countries must be scaled. Without it, we shift burden to the poorest. Third, policy must align with market realities. Recycled content mandates, bans on harmful materials, financial incentives for reuse, all matter. Fourth, consumer behavior matters. Waste isn't just produced, it's enabled by disposal habits, design choices, lack of awareness. And yet, hope remains. In certain countries, plastic-to-fuel or chemical recycling facilities demonstrate closed-loop potential. Communities are turning plastic waste into roads, building blocks, art, with ingenuity and dignity. When innovation meets policy, when ethics meet economics, change becomes possible. One final Quranic reminder. And the earth he has spread out for all living beings. Ar-Rahman, chapter 55, verse 10. The loop we mend is not only for humans, but for every living creature, every generation, every ecosystem. If the plastic recycling industry is to survive, it must become a conduit for value, not just a sink for waste. Production must shrink, reuse must grow, circular systems must dominate. Time, however, is short. The window to act is closing. The question is no longer, can the industry be saved? It's, will we save it in time? If you believe the loop can still be reclaimed, that value can return, that the planet can breathe easier, then please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to QURANxINSIGHT. Join us as we explore wisdom, science, and solutions, and help turn awareness into action.